the news, teacher buries abducted 5-year-old pupil in school premises. Aircraft that crashed in India found nearly 80 years after. Super Eagles to play Tunisia in round of 16. Details shortly. This is TOS Television, your digital-first Pan-African news network. I am Merciful Ajinamo, and this is TOS News 360. The Kano State Government has directed the immediate closure of a private school, Noble Kids Academy, at Kwana Dakata in Nasarawa local government area of the state, where suspect had buried the corpse of a kidnapped girl, Hanifa Abubakar. The State Commissioner for Education, Mohammed Kiru, declared the closure of the school in a statement after policemen found that the corpse of the victim had been buried in the school premises. The corpse of the 5-year-old girl, who was allegedly kidnapped by a teacher, Abdul Malik, in November 2021, was found at Kwana Dakata in the metropolis. National leader of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has visited General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida and sought his blessing on his presidential bid. Tinubu, who is aspiring to succeed President Muhammadu Buhari in 2023, had a closed-door meeting with Babangida in his residence on Thursday. After the meeting, Tinubu told newsmen that he was in IBB's residence to seek his blessing, saying, "There is no way I will visit Niger State without visiting IBB and receive his prayers." Governor of Katsina State, Aminu Masari, has asked the FCT chapter of the Nigerian Union of Journalists to pay him 10 billion naira as damages for wrongly accusing him of orchestrating the arrest of one of its members, Nelson Omonu, a journalist with Summit Post News. Masari's lawyer, E.O. Obunadike, while addressing journalists in Katsina on Thursday, described the act as a defamation of the governor's character by the chairperson and secretary of the FCT NUJ chapter, Emmanuel Obeche and Ochaika Ugo. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has announced that it would vaccinate 1,165,981 children under the age of 5 in 2,837 communities across the FCT against poliovirus between January 22nd and January 26th. This was disclosed by the Mandate Secretary, Health and Human Services, Abubakar Tafida, at the first meeting of the FCT Task Force on the Polio Eradication Initiative and Routine Immunization. And now to developments across Africa. 29 people died overnight from a stampede at a church gathering in Liberia's capital, Monrovia, killed, the Deputy Information Minister told State Radio on Thursday. According to witnesses, this stampede began after a group of armed men with cutlasses and other weapons rushed the crowd in an attempt to stage a robbery. President George Weah has declared 3 days of mourning. He also said regulations should be put in place to ensure services were held in a safe environment. This is your digital-first Pan-African news network, TOS Television, and you are watching TOS News 360. More Africa, global and sports stories when we return. Do stay with us. Thanks for staying. Authorities in Burkina Faso's capital, Ouagadougou, have banned planned anti-government protests for Saturday, 2 months after a rally turned violent in the country. The demonstration, called by a civil society movement called Save Burkina, was prohibited for security reasons, the municipal secretary said in a letter on Thursday. Burkina Faso's government is criticized for failing to stem the bloodshed of the brutal 6-year conflict. Sudan's military chief, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, has appointed 15 ministers to a new government. The move comes almost 3 months after he seized power in a military coup, which derailed a planned transition to elections. 55 Sudanese judges and the United States condemned the use of force on protesters and called for an end to the violence and a criminal investigation. On the global scene, an Indian court has jailed a man for 5 years in the first conviction over a religious riot in New Delhi in 2020, which claimed the lives of more than 50 people. The riots, with the worst of such violence in the capital in decades, followed months of protest against the citizenship law that critics say discriminates against the Muslim minority in the Hindu-majority country. Prosecutors and witnesses on Thursday said Danish Yadav was part of a mob of up to 200 mostly Hindu rioters who vandalized and set fire to the house of a woman named Manore. A missing World War II plane has been identified in India's remote Himalayas nearly 80 years after it crashed with no survivors, following a treacherous search that led to the death of 3 guides. The C-46 transport aircraft was carrying 13 people from Kunming in southern China when it disappeared in stormy weather over a mountainous stretch of Arunachal Pradesh state in the first week of 1945. Talking sports, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will play Tunisia in the round of 16 at the Rom de Adija Stadium in Gora on Sunday. 2004 African champions Tunisia occupy third in Group F behind Mali after losing 1-0 to Gambia on Thursday in the final group stage encounter, qualifying to the round of 16 as best loser with 3 points. Tunisia only secured their first and only winning against Mauritania, who never won a single point in Group F. And that is TOS News 360 on your digital first Pan-African news network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Do follow and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Do stay with us and enjoy more programs on the network. I am Maxifula Jinama. Thanks for watching.